Good morning. You're listening to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is McKee, the incoming president of the CFI, the Certified Floorcovering Installers organization. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing great this morning, Kemp. Thank you for having me.
Let's go through your background. It looks like you started your focus in the flooring business with Shaw, and over the period of your career, you've been there with Shaw, with Interior Logic, with Home Depot, with BOU. I've probably missed a few, but your last role prior to moving into this was with CCA Global, right?
That's correct. So actually, I've been in the business for over 30 years. My first day was January 9th, 1990 with Shaw Industries as a Shaw trainee. And I spent the next 13 years on the manufacturing side. Started as a sales rep for Shaw and then became a regional for BOU and Image. And then I became the executive vice president of the home center division of BOU of America, focusing on the Home Depot account. Then I actually got recruited to join Home Depot and worked in Home Depot, and I became the general manager of their installation services business, focusing on flooring and decor items. And that was really my first hands-on role on the installation side, and that started in 2004. And I ran that business for Home Depot until 2007 when I decided to start my own installation workroom. And that is, since 2007, I've been focused on the installation side of the business for the last better part of 15 years.
All right. So how did this come about as far as you taking this role with as the head of CFI?
Well, I was working with CCA. They got me involved about 3 years ago to help them solve what is an industry issue, obviously, is the installation crisis. Crisis being there's a shortage of installers. Installers are aging out. Fewer individuals are going into the pipeline, and their membership was just struggling with trying to find ways for installation fulfillment solutions. So they asked me to come in and work on a project to develop different alternatives for their installation needs of their membership. And I worked on that as a contract employee for about 2.5, 3 years. Then we got that rolling and doing it really well. And the leader at CCA had mentioned to me that this opportunity at CFI was available and they were looking for someone to take over CFI. And I thought, boy, at this point in my career, this is a dream job. Installation has become my passion. I thought this was my opportunity to do something to really make a difference for the lives of installers, to improve the industry as a whole, and to set it up for a much healthier future and leave the industry in a better place. And so I actually pursued Scott Humphrey at WFCA.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the CFI, this presidential role, you're the third one to have it. I mean, it was started by Jim Walker, and then Robert Varden has had it for a while, and now you step into the role. And as you said, this is one of the industry's biggest issue. So I guess one of the first questions for you is, what's the CFI's mission?
Well, the CFI's mission up until now has really been to elevate the standing, the status, the capabilities, and the professionalism of the installation professionals in the industry by providing training and certification programs to allow the installation professionals to increase their knowledge and increase their value in the marketplace. So that's what CFI is really focused on up until this point, and that has been their mission. We're broadening our mission going forward in that we need to address the needs of the industry, and the needs of the industry affect all stakeholders. The stakeholders being, the suppliers, manufacturers, suppliers, the resellers, and the installation professionals and the consumers. And one of the best ways we can do that is while continuing to be the leading training organization and certification organization in the industry for installation professionals, we want to broaden our mission to include recruiting and developing new talent into the industry to become installation professionals. That's kind of a broad view of what our mission is today.
I remember when Jim Walker was inducted into the WFCA Hall of Fame, and he was telling a story. I'll tell you a quick version of it, is that he got into a job situation, and he asked the guy, "What's your price?" And then he said, "This is what my price is." And before long, or almost immediately, he figured out there were two fools that were talking, and that is because they were focused on price. I think that's probably some of the issue.
Well, it is. There's always been a misconception, in my opinion, throughout my experience prior to joining this role, but as an outsider looking in, I think there's been a misconception about CFI is not about getting more money for installers. CFI is providing education and tools and training for installation professionals who want to excel at their craft so they can become dedicated partners to the resellers that they work with to make sure and ensure that they deliver on the commitments that these resellers are making to the consumer, which is a fulfillment solution that provides wonderful end product, which is a finished flooring project. And that's really the mission. One of the key missions going forward in CFI, key components of our mission is bringing the stakeholders together to understand that the final consumer, whether it be a commercial business or a homeowner, is really looking for that finished project.
Isn't it true that what the manufacturers make is just a product in a box or on a roll, and it's not a floor until it's installed, right?
That's music to my ears. That's the message I try to express to everybody I meet. You know, for the last 15 years, I've been saying that. Nobody buys a roll of carpet to just, stick it in the garage. Nobody buys a box of tile just to lean it up against a wall. When a consumer comes into a store to buy flooring, in their mind, they're not buying that product. They're buying the finished product, which is the installed floor. And that's why the installation professionals in our industry are such a vital component of this process. So,
Chris, where will you be based as the president of the CFI?
I'm based in Dalton, Georgia.
Okay. All right. Which is right there. They actually have an office there in Dalton, right?
Yes.
All right, Chris. Well, congratulations on this new role, and thanks for talking to our listeners. Again, been talking to Chris McKee, the new president of the CFI, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.